Okay, here we go. We're diving straight into the Rising Fighter build, and like I said, I'm not doing a slow build, it's going to be a quick one. So you'll see each section built quickly and then on to the next. There we go, that completes bag A, a very simple quick build. When putting these shocks on, I would recommend putting the bottoms on first, because that's the more awkward one to get to, and then the rest goes together. But it's proceeding well, I'm happy with it so far. Now we get on to building bag B. this is where I have an advantage. It says set the pinion to 15mm. Well, as I've got built mad balls, I have the gauge which you use on the mad ball, so I haven't got to worry about, even though I set the gauge, but what I'm going to do is a comparison. There you go, set with a mad ball gauge, and it's spot on. So 15mm depth is correct, but if you've got one of these from a mad ball, use it, and an upgrade. I've got a steel pinion, so that can go on straight away. Now I am going to change something on the car, because fitting the top rears of the suspension you use this long screw and this tube with this spacer, and I'm not keen on it. So we can see the screw can go in that far. That is, I'm going to use as a reference. So what I'm going to use is my favourite things, flange tube, and the spacer, so it goes together like that, and the screw comes out the same amount. I'll give you an overall length of the screw, so otherwise it won't be fair. The overall length is 22, so there's a 20mm thread on the shaft. So that's how I'm going to do the top, if I weren't throwing parts on the floor, as I always do. So this gives me a better option for fitting oil shocks later if I want to change it or add bits to the lower suspension, like I did on the Mad Ball. It will be harder to get started. There you go, that works perfectly. And then we use on the bottom I'd say these are a 15mm thread with an overall length of 17mm on the Tamiya screws I'm using. Might fare better just to run the screw in a little bit first, because it's not easy. Because remember, these are really designed for self-tappers. These screws are slightly long, but there's a, like I said, there's some parts I need to print off. Which will add strength. There you go, I'm only going to do one side. But like I said, these are done with machine screws instead of these self tapping ones. There we go, the chassis is now complete. Like I said, the only mods I did was machine screws holding the rear shocks on, but that's to make it better for adding the old ones later on. And I added the steel pinion. Otherwise I've just built it as is for now. With this ESC I did print off something for a hobby wing and it don't work. It's a switch holder so you can fit it to Tamiya. Problem one, you'd have to extend the cable. Problem two, Tamiya brings they have their cable out the side, so where it don't come straight out, it doesn't work. But I've got one to try something else. But the problem is you'd probably, to fit the ESC over there so it fits the plug areas, so you can plug the battery in underneath, you've got to really extend the cable, the on-off cable, to get it right over here. But like I said, this concludes this part of the build. And then the next video we'll be putting all the decals on the body and fitting the body. I'll do that separate.